Okay, so we're with Luke from Acquire.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Okay, and what are we going to look at today?
Today we're looking at Sumi Oni, which is our first Acquire published Vita game.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to tap the screen. It's going to jump right into the game. We're still fairly early in development of the game, but you can see quite a bit at the moment.
Okay, and what is
downloading?
And how would you translate Sumi Oni for people who don't understand Japanese?
Ink demon, I suppose, is probably the closest translation you've got there. The Oni are sort of a traditional Japanese demon creature.
Right.
So.
And what do you do in this game?
Well, it's similar to an older school platforming type game, but has the additional thing of you draw on the screen, which, for example, this one you've got the road brush, which allows you to draw platforms of your own. So you've got this little guy running around below us. We can do a little bit of a death from above kind of thing, or get hit.
Right.
And so you run around in this ink, traditional art Japanese ink style world. If you've got an enemy that's a little bit out of your reach or you don't want to deal with, you can use the fire brush to set them on fire.
How did you switch over to the fire brush?
I just used the left trigger. That kind of puts you in your, it's not quite bullet time, but it freezes the world for you. And you use your ink gauge up here, and you can draw whatever you want on the screen to the maximum amount of the ink that you have, and that'll turn into fire if you're in the fire mode. You've got your little water brush here, so I can, well, if I had fire going, I could add water, and that sends off clouds of steam, which will do some damage to enemies that way.
Right. So you're using fire and water and ink?
Fire, water, and ink, and we also have another special brush, which I'm going to show you in just a couple of seconds once I turn off my water. So I'm going to get up here onto my platform. I just picked up a little black potion, and here's our first little boss. This is an enemy pagoda that has some archers and some other stuff that will pop out at you in a moment. So we're attacking it, but this is kind of slow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to summon our Suzaku, which is this big creature here. It uses up about 90% of our ink, but it's definitely worth it because you can get out of the way of the spinning blades and the archers a little bit and fight the pagoda this way.
So it seems like there's kind of RPG elements and obviously traditional 2D platforming elements. And
yeah, it's a lot closer to a 2D platformer, but yeah, there's a little bit of, you got to manage the amount of ink that you have at any given point in time. And we're in the first level, so there's not a whole lot of level-based platforming at the moment, but later into the game, there's going to be some spiked ground and things like that that you've got to kind of use your head to get around. Let's look at a little double dash attack here that I can fight for a bit. Of course, I run out of steam pretty quickly doing that. So.
Right.
Oh, and I got attacked by a big saw blade. And we took down the first boss pagoda. So, level clear. Well, level in this case.
Well,
but
the demo.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. It goes into the second level, which is similar to the first. Once we get it finished loading, once again.
Yeah, and we're looking at this on a dev kit right now.
So. Yeah, so it's not quite exactly the same as your standard Vita.
Right.
But pretty close. So now it's nighttime. Fighting a couple of new enemies. These guys have a little bit of magic. They do some area effect attacks to you. The archers have more arrows.
It's because I'm filming it. It's kind of different than when you see it. I guess eyes on, but it's a really. I mean, the graphics look really nice. Yeah.
Well, we wanted to try and do something that wasn't just the standard 3D fare that you usually find on a next gen game, and. Since Acquire's always done a lot of very sort of traditional Japanese-looking stuff. I mean, we did the original Tenchu and Way of the Ninja and so on. So, we've got kind of a bit of a background doing the very traditional Japanese-style stuff. So we went with this sort of a Sumi ink style. I'm going to try and catch this little guy here on fire. Do some damage there. Oh, and he runs me down. We might need to use my summoning creature here if I don't get myself killed.
So have you guys decided like how many levels are going to be in this, or?
We are still working on that, figuring out what the best balance is going to be, but it's going to be quite a few levels to play through. As you can see, a single level doesn't take a whole long time to finish, so you know, it's... Oh, and I died.
Uh-oh, dun dun dun.
There we go.
Yeah, but it looks great. Is there anything else you wanted to say about the game?
Well, it's going to be out Q1 next year, so with any luck, if we can work out all the details, it'll be ready by about the time that the Vita launches in the West.
Oh, so do you think it'll be localized then?
We're certainly hoping so.
Okay, very good. So, Sumioni.
Thanks a lot.